Yes, and this is a Justice League Endless Winter number 2, and it is written by Andy Lanning and Ron Mars, art by Carmine DiGiandomenico and Howard Porter. They actually go very well together, kind of like cookies and cream, right? Cookies and cream, they are. Oh my! And you end up with a story that really took a while to get going. You ended up thinking that the team, the Justice League and all our heroes, finally got face-to-face with the Frost King last issue. And now we're in the 9th issue, and we find out they actually didn't, which is kind of crazy. I mean, that is crazy,
boom goes
right?
the dynamite.
Yes, and when they're fighting here, you end up like, okay, we understand the Frost King wants his family back. We understand that Sebastian Stagg, has gotten this big chunk of ice with Kryptonian crystal seepage out of the Arctic, and the kids and wife are in there for the Frost, so he just wants that. You know, going into this all, you kind of want to tag Sebastian Stagg as the bad guy because somebody has to be the bad guy, also the Frost King, but he's becoming more and more a sympathetic character. But really, Superman is the one who's bad. Sebastian Stagg says it. You end up having Black Adam say it. Just because bad guys end up saying things doesn't mean it's always wrong. It's right. But Superman did not clean up and just left shit laying around. And if the Frost King happened to be just right under there, you know, later on, this could have been something that could have been even worse because people would go and grab those. It's just nonsense. But what we're going to get is a big battle. You end up having the Swamp Thing with the Viking Prince inside of him fighting. You have Hippolyta going with Wonder Woman. You have the Justice League, Black Adam's involved. Everybody's fighting, and the Frost King gets away, and they're like, oh my God, Black Adam's pissed. I could have taken him down again. I did it before. And they have to figure out what's going on. Now, to make things push on very quickly here, you have Batman. Oh, I put a tracker on him. He's back at the Arctic. Let's go there. And they do end up finding out where the real Frost King is in his little fortress deal, they say. In the meantime, also Hippolyta, she ends up having that case of equipment that they were given by the village of the Frost King when they took him down. When they were celebrating this, they gave everybody some prizes and things. And Hippolyta says, I didn't think that I deserved this, so I never put it on. It's just a quick and kind of hokey way to get this talisman to get on Wonder Woman so that later the Frost King can notice that and think of his family. And really, it all does just come down to family with an extended fight scene. Well, when they end up finally finding where the Frost King is, they end up where Batman and Hippolyta go down into another crevasse as you have the Justice League fighting these, construct ice versions of the Frost King. They realize, okay, that wasn't even the Frost King we dealt with. We're going to go. And you have Hippolyta and Batman go down. And pretty much it's like, lay your hands on me. Hippolyta keeps saying, I think that we can help him. I just have to touch him. Please, Edward, please let me touch you. And no, I want my family. Yeah, we get that. We're going to give you your family. And he kind of turns when he ends up seeing this talisman on Wonder Woman. In the meantime, you have other things like Superman grabbing Black Adam or Black Adam grabbing Superman. Either or, they end up in the sky fighting and yelling at each other. And with that, you do already have the announcement that in March we're going to have the Justice League written by Brian Michael Bendis. I mean, really? I don't understand. And he has Black Adam on the team, so I want to see what this is. This is one of those we want to keep an eye on you things or whatnot, but really all this does boil down to us fighting through the constructs that the Frost King has given them, stopping Black Adam from actually attacking the Frost King, and then saying, hey, we could work on getting your family back. This ends up ending so just nothingness. Yeah, you have Aquaman come at the end. Hey, look at me. I brought these fire trolls. Here they are. Just like a scene, like out of nowhere. Oh, yeah. It's like, oh, yeah, we forgot about Aquaman. Boom, he's there. Barry's running around, cracking wise. Everybody's going. And they do end up taking down the Frost King with the power of love. You end up having Hippolyta show him that you can just give this up will help you. You don't really even see necessarily the ending when he goes down, because she is just, take my hand. Then there's a big explosion. All of the construct, they disappear, they melt, they fall apart, and like, oh, well, I guess we did it. And then you just go to like this epilogue deal where there isn't much going on. You end up having Black Adam still pissed off, still yelling like he's Greta, yelling at the UN about all the nonsense that Justice League did. Stag, he gets arrested. He's pleading his case all the time. It wasn't me. I just end up, and really it wasn't. And what they end up doing is twisting and turning the deal of saying, well, you did it because you wanted to use the crystals for bad reasons. Now, he did make the Stagatron 2.0 robot that ended up having Kryptonian crystal, laser guns. That's bad, but that's still like R&D. Maybe you can get them for that, but they were just left there in the Arctic. So I don't understand why Superman, besides saying to Batman, yeah, kind of my bad, I'll end up being better next time. Like, really, next time? I mean, that's like what Batman says. Next thing you know, he's making Brother Eye. I mean, really, you end up with all this stuff. They have to be better than this. But they end up having Edwald, the Frost King, they take him into the Fortress of Solitude. And what makes me laugh is one of the only things that comes out of an event that really seems to not matter. Doesn't matter, except we're already rewriting things that Bendis did. Bendis ended up putting the whole, Fortress of Solitude in the Bermuda Triangle, which, in a side note, that's where Zebel is. And I think the Zebellians, maybe Mara has a problem with that, but you end up where, I'm going to bring that fortress back to the Arctic, where it should be, even though it doesn't matter. And I should hit that again. I mean, really, it doesn't matter. Especially, it didn't matter what did we do with it in the Bermuda Triangle? Nothing at all. So it's just back. It's not a big thing. It's not the biggest thing that Bendis ended up changing. But you have Superman. Yeah, instead of cleaning up again, this guy's lazy. And instead of cleaning up, and he probably could do it in like 2 seconds. It's easier to build on top. Let's just get the garbage heap. We're going to just build it. It's like, should we get rid of Trash Island? Nah, let's start building buildings on it. Let's make a resort out of Trash Island. I would be there in a minute. Trash Island. I love it. But you end up having Edwald there as well. They have him. And it's such a weird progression where, like, okay, we have your family in this block of ice. We have to figure out how we can get them out, how they live. We never really explained how they lived. And if you tell me they live because of Kryptonian crystals, I'll tell you, no, because they were there way before. They fell in that crevasse, 10 AD. There was no fortress there then. So they ended up surviving in some crazy way. And then the crystals went and, all that. But he ends up where it's like all him going with this. Hey, you got my family here. You're going to get them out. Yeah, we're working on it. We have top men working on it. I want him to say to Superman, is it the same top men that were going to, get the whole bottled city of Kandor right? Because you took a long time to do that. So I want to know these top men. But they're going to work on it. They're going to figure it out. And they said, well, in the meantime, you got this sexy green and yellow suit. You look pretty cool. How about, looks like a power ring suit almost. How about we just show you what life is about? Wonder Woman's good at that. She's going to take you around. You have the ice cream. Maybe we'll go to some movies or something. And he's like, nah, I think I'm going to go over and put myself in stasis here. And he ends up doing that, freezing himself in his own block of ice, and then says, I'm going to make like Walt Disney. When shit gets better, wake me up. Wake me up before you go. And he just goes. So he's done. Then you end up going back to 10 AD to see that at the end of all this nonsense, way back when the Frost King, his family were all taken care of originally, you ended up having the Wizard end up putting Black Adam back in his little prison deal, and it just ends that way. And so we got to see how this is going on. Like I said, I don't know how they're going to play this up with Black Adam on the Justice League team or whatnot, but this ends up being 9 issues, a 9-issue event that really was nothing at all. You end up making the Frost King, trying to make him not as bad, a sympathetic character too quick. You end up not really even facing him until the middle of this finale. These were all just constructs and things. And every time that happened, let's go. Oh, it wasn't him. And they just keep going. It was more a story about Black Adam and how he's a dick and how he can't end up, doing things right. He's always heavy-handed. And the idea that Superman doesn't clean up after himself. That's what it really was about. Everything else just kind of seemed forced. And this ending had so many things that you wanted to see or tie up, and it didn't do anything. Then you realize I really didn't care. I really didn't care at the end. So I'm going a 6 out of 10. I did like the art, and I'm a Howard Porter fan. I'm a Carmine DiGianbonico fan as well. So I did like the art, but the story just was a lot of nothing to take up space until we get to now 2021 and the whole future state stuff. So overall, I was a bit disappointed with this. I think I'd give the whole entire event a 6.5 to a 7, somewhere around there. Didn't even feel like an event. All right, everybody, and thanks for watching and listening to this video. And please, if you did enjoy it, like it below, subscribe to the channel. Also, check out the show notes with everything Weird Science, podcasts, websites, all that jazz. And I'll talk to you later.